Okay, let's not. Okay, he's not resisting. He's giving me his phone. Okay, he's not. I understand. He's not resisting. Like,
there's no need for this.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna have to come with us. Don't worry.
I'm coming with you. No worries.
No one's resisting. No one's getting worked up.
you guys really don't need to be doing all of that.
It's fine. It's fine.
حبيبي كيف بدي اتصل فيك؟
Take Amy. Call Amy. She'll be
Okay. Hi, Amy.
Hey guys, Tyler here. Throughout the course of this video, I'm going to make the argumentation and claim that what's happening to my male Khalil is not necessarily a case of free speech, but rather a case of incitement of violence. And I guess the question then becomes, how exactly am I defining free speech and how exactly am I defining incitement to violence? When I use the term free speech in the context of this video, what I'm referring to is the opposite of incitement to violence. So people have the right to assault other people have the right to blaspheme against other people's religious beliefs too. So anything that has to do with the opposite of inciting violence, I consider that to be free speech. So the question then becomes, why exactly do I think that this particular story has nothing to do with free speech? Now, this particular statement comes directly from the group that he associated with that is known as Columbia University Apartheid Divest. It says right here, "We are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. We stand in full solidarity with every movement for liberation in the global South." Not only did this group call for the complete eradication of the West, but also they have literal material that support Hamas. Now, this particular statement also comes directly from the exact same group. And it says right here that we support the liberation by any means necessary, including armed resistance. As recent as last week, his particular group also gave out direct flyers in support of Hamas. Not only did they give out flyers in direct support for Hamas, but also there's a booklet that his group actually gave out, and it says right here, "The Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, a call for an Arab and Islamic nation, and the free people of the world, let us all unite with Gaza and Palestine until the aggression stops." Another side of this particular booklet says right here, "Reject the normalization of the Zionist entry and its agents. Embrace the Tawabit and all forms of Palestinian resistance." This booklet is part of a collaborated and intentional effort to uphold the principles of the Tawabit and the Palestinian resistance movement overall by transmitting the words of the resistance directly. This material aims to build popular support of the Palestinian war of liberation, a war which is waged through armed struggle. My final example for this video is the fact that a janitor from Columbia University felt that he was held hostage during what was occurring.
First they pulled the alarm because the alarm was ringing, and then they put tables and chairs to block it. Like they stuffed that elevator with furniture. So it was done. So I couldn't go down, and I basically managed to, someone was able to calm me down and say, "Look, I'm going to let you out. We're going to let you out. We're going to let you out. Just calm down." I was freaking out. At that point, I'm thinking about my family. Right?
Why did you freak out?
Why did I freak out? How was I going to get out? Through the window? No. And look, and I'm glad I did because, I know the cops went in there, and there was a story about a cop, discharging his firearm. Let's say they stormed in early. They wouldn't know who we are. It's just scary just thinking that you're locked in with a bunch of crazies, what I want to get out. That's the only thing you're thinking of is getting out.
As you guys seen throughout the whole entire video, this particular story, this particular case goes way beyond the limits of free speech, because the group that Mahmoud Khalil was actually a part of actually called for the eradication of Western civilization. They actually gave out flyers supporting Hamas and literally stated that they supported Hamas directly on particular booklets. They also have basically went out their way to cause property damage and also do other kind of things related to that kind of stuff. So, based upon that particular information that we actually have so far, it is safe to say that the stuff that he's doing goes into incitement of violence, destruction of property, and the glorification of terrorism. So, as I stated earlier, there's a difference between free speech and incitement to violence. And it's clear as day to me that it's not necessarily a case about free speech. It's actually a case of incitement of violence, glorification of terrorism, as well as property damage. There are certain people out there who would say, if you have a different conclusion for this particular story, you must be anti-free speech. To which I say, I am not against the idea of people actually protesting on the street. What I'm against is when people go out their way to glorify terrorism, when people go out their way to actually destroy property, when people go out their way to call for acts of violence. And this particular individual go way beyond the limits of free speech at this point. And so I don't necessarily see this particular case as an attack of free speech. I do support the right of people, no matter their background, to protest, but this right here is way too far. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys next video.